Welcome back. It's the Northwest Showcase on 93.9 KPDQ. This is Justin Mansfield in studio with Dr. David Day of Day Chiropractic. His practice is located just south of Powell on 122nd Avenue in Southeast Portland. 503-760-7572 is their phone number. And as I mentioned before the break, new patient appointments right now through May 12th are $25 and give you a great overall picture of your chiropractic health.
Yeah, and really we'll give you the actual printout of the computer testing, and we'll even go over, we've got a brand new high frequency digital x-ray machine.
Very cool.
So patients, you can actually see, and I like to show patients their x-rays. So some doctors, they'll say, oh, everything was fine, or they'll say, oh, you have some arthritis in your neck, or they'll just make a real quick comment like that, right? Mm-hmm. And then you're sitting there as a patient going, what did he just say? What does that mean? That sort of thing. So I like to actually sit down with you. We'll sit down, we'll look, and we'll have them on the computer screen right there. Yeah. And we can make copies for you. It's really kind of cool. Mm-hmm. It can be a very interactive experience, and we're happy to do that for you.
Yeah, and that's all sorts of great information for just $25 with no.
And I know, and don't feel bad. I mean, a lot of people do become patients, so it has been a part of our strategy for helping our practice be contributing to this community, right? Yeah. But I also know there are some patients who come in and they really kind of wanted the information. That's about as far as they're able to go at this time, and that's fine, right? I know that's going to happen, and you may be in that business and say, Doctor, I don't have any money, I want to, but I can't, but I want to at least find out what's happening. Yeah. Just tell me that, and it's going to be okay, and I'll love on you, and we'll take care of you, because I know, and some of you will end up coming back when things are better in your life. Okay, and then we'll start then. Yeah. And that's how it goes.
Well, that's great. 503-760-7572 is the number to call to make that appointment if you'd like to do that now. Before the break, you were talking about the four pillars of chiropractic. Yes.
So the first one, and I was just saying about we help each other heal. Most doctors' offices don't put much of a priority in having you as a patient interact with other patients or the staff to any great degree. I mean, often one of the CMA will come in and take you and measure your height and blood pressure, that sort of stuff. But they're almost doing that to get that so they could check off that they did that. Then you sit and wait for 20 minutes or however long for the doctor to come in. Okay. Well, we have a different idea, and that is if you feel like you are part of a community, then in what you're suffering, what you're going through, you're not all alone. That's actually a good thing for you. So we are trying to help each other heal. In fact, on my Day Chiropractic website, one of the things I just posted today was when I is replaced by we, illness becomes wellness. Okay? When I is replaced by we, illness becomes wellness. And so that's something that is really important. It's not just a slogan. In fact, there were a couple guys, they both come in at like 7:30 in the morning. And one of the guys says, "Hi, buddy, how you doing?" And it was just really, it just struck me. These are two guys, they don't know each other from Adam. But they happen now to have been coming in. They found some things in common as they're visiting and things like that. So it's he gets to see his buddy at 7:30 in the morning. It's not me, right? It's this other patient. But that's, isn't that kind of cool? So that's really what we're trying to do, and it really is a pillar, and it's intentional, and I know that what happens is your recovery will be better because you are interacting with people as you come in. Mm-hmm. And I've had people pray for each other, I've had people go out for coffee afterwards, all sorts of fun things happen. So, but the other thing is we overcome chronic challenges, and if you're sitting in this, let's say this is something that really is speaking to you, this is where I do spend a lot of time in this area talking with people as they kind of share what they've done and see if there's any ideas that I have to help them through this. But there's one person with the knee issue, and I mean this happens. People have shoulder arthritis, old ankle injuries, all sorts of things like this. And one of the things that they asked me, what could chiropractic do? And often, if you've gone to an orthopedist, let's say you hurt your knee when you were in high school sliding into a baseball, into a second base or something, and you knew there was a trauma there, and you've had problems with that trick knee or whatever you want to call it for many, many years, and now you're 52, and you're seeing an orthopedist, and they're kind of watching that saying, well, you've got some arthritis, it's almost bone on bone. Well, when it gets to that point, we're going to do a total knee replacement. It's almost like you feel like you're just biding your time until it's bad enough to do the surgery. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. And people don't really pay much attention to anything beyond that. So I find myself stepping into a lot of those types of things. So one of the handouts that we passed out this month was on chiropractic care and arthritis. So I want to talk a little bit about that, because this is where, and so it's not just in the neck or the back, but it's in the knees, it's in the hips. It's something that as we get older, it really affects virtually all of us. You know, if we talk to someone who's in their mid-60s, there probably isn't an area, they probably have no area where there's no arthritis. Does that make sense? There's probably arthritis somewhere in their body. Okay, it's almost 100%. Okay, and so this is something that we want to say, well, what can we do to mitigate that, or identify where it's going to form and try to do some things to prevent that later, right? That sort of thing. So why should someone in their 30s think about what could we do to change the course of my life that's going to end up ultimately manifesting in arthritis and things like this? So there are two things, and the two big categories would be osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. And if this is something that you would like more, I could make a copy of this and mail it to you if you want more information about this. But I think we'll talk about it in pretty good detail here. But vertebral subluxation stress the body's joints, causing them to move out of alignment. In response, the joints form bone spurs, which are jagged bits of deposited calcium that scrape and irritate surrounding tissues, tendons, and tissue. The result, osteoarthritis. So when we look, and many of you have heard, if you go to the doctor, they'll say, oh, you have bone spurs, or you have something like this, or they'll talk, when they talk about the knees or shoulders or ankles or something, they often talk about bone on bone sort of thing, because at every joint there should be the bone ends and then kind of a cartilage lining, a glistening cartilage thing, so that the two cartilage surfaces are usually separated either by just synovial fluid, like that lubricating oil, or there might be a meniscus like we have in the knee or something like that, that actually, or in the jaw, there's some things that separate those two bony and cartilage units so that they can move and things like that. Well, if there's been typically trauma, or if there's been a postural problem or something like that that you never dealt with because it wasn't hurting you, but like I'm worried right now, a lot of kids with text neck and things like this, where their heads are forward and they're watching. I even see myself, I'm going, hey, wait a minute here. We've got to, it may be that years down the road we're going to see and start to understand the consequence of that. But osteoarthritis is that abnormal wearing or rubbing, typically accelerated by trauma, car accidents, those types of things. But it can be posture. It commonly affects hips, knees, hands, and backs. Symptoms include pain, stiffness, muscle weakness, swelling, and joint deformity. So we'll see this in the hands, where people start to look like they have gnarled fingers and things like this, and often they did a lot with their hands and things like that. But maintaining proper spinal alignment, however, encourages circulation, keep your joints well nourished with a steady supply of blood, and reduces the likelihood of injury. Now, this is true of virtually any joint, and what I'm doing now is I'm actually adjusting like fingers and wrists, thumbs. Because I'm thinking, now wait a minute here. When I give care to somebody's spine that has arthritis, you worry, oh no, should I even do anything there? And the longer I'm doing this, the more I'm being convinced that the answer is absolutely yes. People respond. When you open that up, they go, oh, I can move. Yes, that's better. They're standing here and they, it's like they're doing, yeah. And so you go, huh, that's really interesting. So these same principles that apply to the spine also apply here. I just ankles and hips and all sorts of crazy stuff. And I'm trying to get more creative, because my goodness, if it can help people, and because if they keep having pain, they're going to start down on the pills and they're going to go see the orthopedist, and the orthopedist is going to want to do surgery on these things. And I need to keep them out of the doctor's offices, you know what I mean? So anyhow, prevention is crucial, because researchers know that prior joint injury significantly increases the risk for later life osteoarthritis at the injury site. And that's American Annals of Internal Medicine. That was published in the year 2000. This conclusion was based on a study of the prior and current injury status of 1,321 graduates from the Johns Hopkins School of Medicine in Baltimore between 1948 and 64. The follow-up period for this study was 36 years. So then they followed these guys for 36 years to see what happened. Yeah. So this is why Dr. Day urges patients to avoid underestimating the severity of even a seemingly minor injury. I can't tell you how many people get in car accidents, they think if it's just minor, oh, it'll be fine, or they twist their ankle, or they're out hunting and they twist their knee or something like this. This is particularly crucial for youngsters. By 65 years of age, 13.9% of participants reporting a knee injury in youth or young adulthood had developed osteoarthritis in the knee, compared with only 6% of those without any such injury. So, yes, you may be getting older, But the question is, if you hurt it when you were younger, when you become older, it doubles the risk of you developing arthritis if there was some sort of traumatic insult, even when you were young. And I would contend, if you were in a car accident, you think you brushed it off 20 years ago, that may very well be the cause of the deterioration that you're experiencing now 20 years later. Okay, so it's kind of interesting. So in cases where osteoarthritis is already present, chiropractic care provides safe and effective pain relief. There's a study of 252 patients with low back pain secondary to osteoarthritis. So this is the thing. Sometimes they say, oh, if you're arthritis, don't adjust that area. I go, no! You want to adjust that area. Because here's what the study said. They assigned patients to moist hot packs plus chiropractic or moist heat alone. Right? So that would be like if you go to the medical doctor, oh, put some heat on it and then take some Advil or something, right? That would be the recommend. Well, what did the research show? Well, the study, which included 20 sessions over a period of several weeks, showed that those receiving hot packs plus chiropractic care reported greater and more rapid pain reduction and greater and more rapid range of motion improvement than the moist heat group. So the chiropractic group was the one that actually had a much more significant reduction in pain and improvement in movement. And isn't that kind of cool? Yeah. You go, well, wow. So if you've been sitting there thinking, oh, I've got arthritis, there's nothing that can be done, you know what? Let's rethink that. That doesn't make sense from the research.
Yeah, and it's a great opportunity to go in to see Dr. Day right now because there is a special going on, $25 for a new patient appointment, and that special goes through May 12th, so if you want to give him a call, 503-760-7572, you can make that appointment. For just $25, you can find out what's going on, and Dr. Day can definitely talk to you about the treatment that he comes up with. 503-760-7572. We're, of course, live here in studio today. If you have any questions on what we're talking about or anything else to do with chiropractic care, please give us a call, 503-786-9390. That's 503-786-9390. And I'm sitting in the studio looking at this beautiful guitar that Dr. Day built, and hopefully we can convince you to play something a little bit later.
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right, we'll be back in just a moment.